Hi, hello, good evening. Now we are going to discuss about beekeeping. Beekeeping or apiculture. It is called apiculture. So in this insects we are rearing, that is also economically important insects. The economically important honeybees. Honeybees are economic important insects. So when we see this honeybees, which lives in the form of colonies, which are colonial living, and reciprocal. Honeybees are reciprocal communication, and also division of labor is well developed. Division of labor is seen in this honeybees and also exhibit polymorphism. Polymorphism means we will see honeybees having three castes. Caste differentiation like drones, queens, workers, etc. So polymorphism is seen in the honeybees. So generally, beekeeping means we will say maintenance of hives of honeybees for the production of honey, and also beeswax. Maintenance of hives of honeybees for the production of honey. So generally we can say beeswax is the main product of the beekeeping. Honey is a byproduct. Wax is the real product of the beekeeping, and honey is byproduct. So generally it is rearing and collecting honey from so many years back. That's why we can say it is a years old cottage industry. Beekeeping is age-old cottage industries. The bees which are used in the beekeeping or honeybees which are used in the beekeeping are mainly two types of species. So one is Indian species, another one is foreign species, which is economically more important. That's why foreign species also used in the beekeeping that we'll see here. Two important species of honeybees like Apis mellifera and one more is Apis indica. These are the two important species which are widely used in the beekeeping in India. Which are used in beekeeping in India. In this, Apis mellifera is European honeybee. It is European honeybee, or it is Italian bee. This Apis mellifera is economically more valuable because it yields large quantities of quality honey. Large quantities of quality honey. Quality honey we can get from the Apis mellifera. At the same way, our Asian honeybee, Apis indica, is called Indian honeybee, or also called as Asian honeybee. It is Indian or Asian honeybee. This Apis indica generally we can say it is wild honeybee and also domesticated. So two important species which are most widely used in the beekeeping is Apis mellifera and Apis indica. When we take some colonies of honeybees, a bee colony. Bee colony includes three types of castes. The three types of castes may be queen. Queen is a single female honeybee. It is the only fertile female. So we can say fertile female. In the colony of honeybees, queen is the fertile female. Like drones, few drones are present that are males which are haploid. So you can say drones are haploid males. And workers, many workers are present in the colony of honeybees. These are sterile females. So like colony of bees contains one queen, single only, few drones, many workers. So when we discuss about queen, queen honeybee is the largest individual in the colony. It is the largest honeybee in the colony. It is the largest individual in the colony of honeybees. And we said it is the only fertile female. It is fertile diploid female in the colony of honeybees. And in an entire colony of honeybees, queen is only one, and it is the only egg layer. It is one per beehive, and the egg layer strongly lay eggs of the colony. Egg layer of the colony. Queen is the only egg layer. The lifespan of the queen, it can live for about 5 years. Lives about 5 years, and the only function is to lay eggs. Function of the queen is to lay eggs only. So we can say that egg layer of the colony queen. So generally it receives sperms from the drones when it is flying during nuptial flight. It receives sperms from the drones and stores that sperms in the form of spermatophores in their spermatheca. So this queen having sac-like structures called spermatheca. That spermatheca helps to store the sperms. So we can say that it receives sperms from drones during nuptial flight. So generally, in the entire life of the queen, it receives it copulated by the drone only once and receives the maximum number of sperms per time. One time only it receives maximum number of the sperms. And all the sperms are stored in the spermatheca. So sperms are stored in the spermatheca. Stored in spermatheca. Store the sperms in the spermatheca. Receiving sperms, store the sperms in spermatheca during nuptial flight. So when we see queen receiving sperms fertilize its eggs, hence queen generally lay two types of eggs. It lays two types of eggs. Generally, we are telling based on its ploidy, haploid, diploid. Generally, we can say hence ova or eggs are formed by meiosis. During meiosis, this gametes which are formed haploid. So that haploid eggs fertilized with sperm again restore diploid nature. If not fertilized, it remains as haploid only. So based on its ploidy, it lay two types of eggs that are fertilized and unfertilized. Fertilized eggs and unfertilized eggs. Here, fertilized eggs develops into females. There is no doubt all fertilized eggs develops into female. So this females after hatching from the eggs, that females will get nourishment. That's why you can say All the larvae developed from the fertilized eggs fed the royal jelly as a food material. That is, all larvae developed from fertilized eggs which fed royal jelly as a food material for first 4 days only. First 4 days, all the larvae which fed the royal jelly. After royal jelly is fed only to the bee that is bound to develop into next queen. That means royal jelly is a nutritious food material, so which can be taken by all during first 4 days only. All the females fed royal jelly during first 4 days. So after 4 days, royal jelly is fed only to the bees, which will bound to next queen. After 4 days, royal jelly is fed to the only the bee that is bound to develop into next queen. That is bound to develop into next queen. So all larvae do not fed on royal jelly after 4 days, which is going to develop into next queen that only fed on royal jelly after 4 days also. So like we can say about females. So then what about the remaining females? So only the queen which is fed on the royal jelly, remaining females, remaining females which fed on bee bread. Bee bread pollens as a food material to the remaining females. So we can tell remaining females fed on bee bread are pollens. Bee bread and pollens are the food materials to the remaining. That's why we can say due to poor nourishment to the remaining females, remaining all females, which becomes sterile, we are telling worker honeybees. So like fertilized eggs, all fertilized eggs means all females are diploid in that royal jelly fed only by the bees which bound to develop into next queen. Remaining females which fed on bee bread and pollens. So, due to less nourishment to them, remaining females becomes sterile. So, like we can say about fertilized eggs. So then, queen also lays unfertilized eggs. What about unfertilized eggs? That unfertilized eggs are unfertilized ova, which develops into males. That means we can say drones are the males developed from unfertilized eggs, unfertilized ova. Unfertilized eggs develops into drones. These are the haploid. Generally, unfertilized eggs means haploid set of chromosomes only present. Here, haploid set only present. So, drones receive only half of the chromosome set. It receive half of the chromosome set only. That means we can say that honeybees contains total 32 chromosomes. In the 32 chromosomes are 16 pairs of chromosomes. Fertilized eggs, all the females receive that 32 chromosomes, but unfertilized eggs contain 16 only. That 16 chromosomes only present in the drones. So, developed from the unfertilized eggs, how it developed from the unfertilized eggs means we can say that it is a process of parthenogenesis called as male parthenogenesis. Male parthenogenesis, through this male parthenogenesis, it is called as arinotoky. Arinotoky is a process through this all unfertilized eggs develops into males. All fertilized eggs develops into females. Likewise, unfertilized eggs develops into males. That's why actually unfertilized eggs means which contains the haploid set of chromosomes. So haploid set of chromosomes received by the drones, so which develops into males by a process called as arinotoky or male parthenogenesis. Okay. And then worker bees. So we discussed that worker bees also produced from the fertilized eggs. So generally, worker bees involved in so many functions. So you can say these are multifaceted sterile honeybees. Multifaceted sterile, and females are developed from the fertilized eggs and perform many functions like Workers in that name itself show functions like secrets, bivouacs, which build hexagonal cells in the honeycomb. Hexagonal cells in the honeycomb are built by workers only, like which gather nectar from the flowers. Nectar from the flowers gathered by the worker bees only, like manufacture and store honey, synthesize and store honey. Honey synthesis also by this worker bees, which also gather pollens from the flowers, which also makes a special gum-like substance called propolis, generally used in the medicines. Also, it is helps to heal the cracks in the honeycomb. Generally, propolis, a substance which helps to heal the cracks in the honeycomb. So act as a glue. You can tell cracks in the honeycomb are sealed by the propolis. That is one function. Also used in the medicines, used as superficial burnings. If any burnings of our skin, used in the superficial burnings. That's why we can say very important worker bees doing very great function. And this worker bees also act as a security policeman, like scout bees, which protect the or guard the honeycomb because of possessing a poisonous sting. A poisonous sting is present, which helps to protect or to guard the hive, beehive, and also which directs the source of nectar by showing a special type of dance called waggle dance. Generally collect the nectar, so which also gives information about the source of the nectar. Waggle dance by showing that waggle dance in the form of a number 8 show the type of waggle dance. So through this, it gives information about the source of the nectar. It is having with waggle phase and the return phase. So like we can say various functions of worker bees. Okay.